What's going on? All thanks for tuning in once again. Can Triple D pull it off? Daniel Dynamite Dubois, can he do it? Um, of course he can. Of course he can. It's heavyweight boxing. I know that Joshua's the favorite. I know that a lot of people are picking Joshua to win by knockout. I wouldn't be surprised if Joshua wins on points, if I'm perfectly honest. But this video here is about, can Daniel Dubois get the win and how? I think the key for Dubois to get the win is obviously not to eat all those right hands that he did against Herkovic. There's too many right hands that he received. I don't think that Joshua will have a problem putting down Dubois if he's able to hit him that easily. So in order for him to do this, because of his lack of head movement, because Dubois is not a guy that really moves his head around, he's always basically center. You can basically land a straight shot against him. Ask slow Joe Joyce, he knows all about it, landing all those jabs, beating him by stoppage. So the way for him to avoid this exposure, you could say, of getting hit so easily, is he has to do what he done against Herkovic, which was jump in and out of the pocket, as much as he can. In other words, jump in, smother AJ, jump out. That sort of thing, Try to make it a fight where he's able to be dominant with the jab, I think that, Usyk, we saw him, very dominant against Joshua with the jab, very dominant in changing angles, jumping in and out. That's what Dubois got to do. He's got to change angles, circle around, but jumping in and out of the pocket, being dominant with the jab, and trying to stay as close to Joshua as possible. We see Joshua against Franklin, we saw him, he had a lot of problem, fighting on the inside. He's a guy that just blocks up, tries to look for opening, basically needs leverage, to land those big punches. We saw that with Wallin, he had a bit of space against that other guy, what's his name, Hellenius, had a bit of space and he was able to get the knockout win. So he needs to shorten the space, but by doing this, he needs to be dominant with the jab, get Joshua guessing. Most importantly, go for the body. Joshua's body's there to be hit. Joshua's got a big reach advantage in this fight, so he's got to target the body. I don't think that head hunting is going to work against AJ. I think that Joshua's going to be very dominant, with landing long-range, mid-range shots, especially if he sees that Dubois is just standing there, center line, he can just throw it. So Dubois, if he can get close to Joshua, if he can get a rhythm going where he can be dominant, win a couple of rounds with the jab, jumping in and out of the pocket, and then throwing something different, maybe a lead hook to the body, get him guessing, get Joshua guessing that he's going to go to the body, and then, go for the head, throw some feints, get Joshua very cautious, land something big on AJ. This is very vital that he lands something big on Joshua to get him cautious. Joshua's a guy, when he gets hit, he likes to go into defensive mode. He's learned that by just letting his hands go, there's always going to be a possibility that he gets countered and gets hurt. He never used to be like that. He always used to just let his hands go and be confident that he'll win by knockout. But in this Joshua, I think if he's hurt, he will be very cautious, he'll be very defensive. That's when Dubois got to go for the body, and just turn it into a fight, just try to push Joshua back on the ropes. I don't think he's going to have much success knocking out Joshua early. I think that he needs to definitely, take him out in the later rounds. And, go for that shot to the temple, at some point in the fight. It seems like that really worked with Ruiz, made his equilibrium going. That was the shot. And this is what Dubois got to do, you know. He's got to use his strengths. He can't just stand there and take right hands. You know, he's going to get knocked off from Joshua for sure if he does that. And, you know, if he can, you know, have that high guard up. If he can, you know, jump in, throw the jab, get the high guard up with two hands. You know, he can't afford to get clipped here early, especially early, because Joshua's a guy that, you know, when he catches you early, it's very destructive. You know, he really gets guys in the danger zone, you know, in the first 6 rounds. The power, you know, is there, you know, because he's more fresher. Those first 6 rounds, you know, you got to avoid a big shot from Joshua. You know, we saw Pulev, you know, he was in trouble very early, you know, a guy that's great with the jab. So even though Dubois is good with the jab, you know, he needs to try to get a pattern where he's not getting clipped with big punches. You know, try to make it a fight where Joshua's trying to out-jab him and then take advantage of him, counter some hooks to the body, you know. So power, fighting, inside fighting, you know, pressing Joshua to the ropes. These are all things that Dubois needs to do. You know, you can't afford to just fight him in the center. You know, Joshua will be able to move too much or have too much leverage. He's got to press the big man back. He's got to hurt him, get him in defensive mode. And if he does ever hurt him in the fight, he needs to finish him off. You can't afford this fight to go to the judges. I think that the judges will favour AJ. So I definitely give him, you know, a lot of possibility to win. It's just, can he avoid a big shot, you know, from AJ early in the fight? Because I believe if he can't, he will get knocked out. That's my take on it anyway. Leave yours. I look forward to the comment section. Obviously, you know, if you saw my video beforehand, I did pick Joshua to win. You know, you can see why. But in this video, I'm just saying that there's a lot for Dubois to do. It's very possible to do it. And let's remember, he is the heavyweight champion. He has had some good back-to-back wins. Does have some great heart now. You know, he's definitely there to fight now. You know, he's changed a lot since the loss to Dubois. To Joyce, and also to Usyk. You know, it seems like he's, you know, sparked something up. You know, so I mean, Dubois got the youth. Joshua's got the experience as well as the power, but it's just a matter of who's going to land the bigger power punches. And Dubois can't afford it to become a boxing match. He has to fight, and he has to win by KO. That's all I got to say anyway. Look forward to the comments, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.